expected.
Yeah, it's because I literally just pressed it. Hello, welcome back, episode 15, guys. We made it. Doing all right here, aren't
We made it. You say that every episode.
I know.
We made it to another 2 weeks.
We made it another one. It's like world's going to end or something, and we're going to be the first to go. We all right, boys?
We're good.
Yeah, no complaints.
You sure?
Well, work, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
I'm going to say neither of you looked very sure of yourselves then.
Yeah, no. I just had a MOT in service today, and that.
All right, yeah, I'll take it out of you.
Close to £1,000. So.
Well,
it's a bit sad over that, but other than that, we're all good. All good. We're up to 173 subscribers now.
I know. Yeah, I saw. It was quite funny because it was stuck on 169 for a while, for a good 2 weeks. Or people are definitely doing this on purpose. But no, yeah, we're pushing on, nearly at the 200, just 27 to go.
Yeah, I thought we would have had.
Maybe we'll get there with this one, eh?
Yeah, I thought we would have poached 20,000 or so off Stuart.
Off Stuart, yeah, I know.
They're a bit slow coming over.
I've got to be doing something wrong in the tags because why are we not getting viewers? Who knows?
But everyone who's subbing is watching. So take it as an upside.
Exactly. That's fine. We do it for the fun, nothing else anyway, don't we? So it's all good. Right. Should we crack on with said show? I should put you up, Liam, already. 1, 2, 3. Boo! There it is. 3. Good at this, aren't I? Right. First on the agenda then is the news. Ooh.
And after about 10 weeks of nothing,
yes,
we have something.
We do. I'm quite excited for this. I mean, I'm almost certain everybody's seen it because I think it got leaked 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we're a week and a half after the previews at this stage.
Yeah, it's out Saturday recording, isn't it? So
yeah,
this week.
Last week when you're watching.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, who knows? I'll try and get this out this week. To be fair. So War of Settra's Fury. Strangely, lots of Settra, but there isn't there's only a little bit in here, isn't there, for Tomb Kings, really?
The background is all, the first chunk of the background is all Settra centric.
Yeah.
So I think that's where it got its name from.
It doesn't. Yeah. We don't it doesn't give him anything new.
Nope.
Gives him a new shiny War Sphinx.
Yeah.
But for him to ride on.
No.
No.
And it gives his
4 of them.
A horse with barding.
And some new fancy scrolls to read from.
Yeah.
No,
I think
not
there's been hasn't there been a couple of tweaks to some of the profiles? There's been a couple of tweaks, hasn't there? I'm sure it said that.
You got barding on a skeletal steed. That is the only tweak.
Which is really annoying because that's still the only model that's going to have it. I was hoping there was going to be conversions for heavy skeleton cavalry, but
you just have to buy a £30 box set 15 times to get 15 horses.
Yeah, but I know this is fantasy, but they're heavily based on Egyptians, and Egyptians didn't really have heavy cavalry.
No, you're right.
So we don't want to get to a point where every army covers every niche.
Definitely.
So I wasn't too disappointed. It would have been nice to have a new mount for Settra, or a mount for Nikaf, so you could actually go alongside him. Or just a bit of advancement in Settra's story. But I guess we're still very early days. So
because the effect's I'm your boy, but you've left me behind with the infantry.
It's one of the things, isn't it? It's we all want it and all want all the stuff now, but at the same time, Games Workshop are going to have to spread this out over minimum a decade.
Yeah.
So,
well, as well, I think there's I was reading a bit of it about the I'm going to spoil it because I'm just going to tell everyone, but about the skeletal ships that just arise out of the sea, which is awesome. And they go landborne, don't they? I think when they fight the Bretonians and the Border Princes, which is amazing. Because he doesn't actually go up through the Badlands, does he? Actually, invades via the sea and straight into the Border Prince has done it. Like, what a lad! Forget the dwarves and Barrack Bar. Let's go for it.
So shiny new stuff.
I like this picture. The skeletons in the foreground almost look sort of on par with my color scheme. Like they're quite dark. Like the bones, they're quite dark bone colored. I know the horse is very obviously bone colored, but these guys, they're in enough shade to make it look like they could almost pass for my army.
All right,
Jack. Have you ever read the background of the Age of Sigmar Ossiarch Bone Reapers? I'm guessing you haven't.
How they collect the tithe for the bones and stuff from the people.
But it's more they have like different sub armies within them. Like we have the armies of infamy, and one of those is a dark blue black kind of bone color, and you'll get different bonuses depending on what it is.
Is it the Mortarians or something like that? Morticians?
I think
the ones that blow up, aren't they, when they die? Yeah.
So the charcoal or whatever is in their bones.
They're like charred bone and silver armor, aren't they? I think, if I remember rightly. They look
Something
cool,
like
though.
that.
To be fair, they look really nice.
I actually sat down and read through the Tomb King, the whole Tomb King section of the Robin and Hordes, and the first Tomb King journal the other day for the first time. I sat through and read those and read through the lore and stuff. So I really enjoyed that, and learned the different the couple of different routes through that into sort of towards the Empire that they sort of take en route, trying to find lost generals and that who are attached to the back of orcs and that sort of stuff. It's quite cool.
Who'd have thought those Arcane journals had actual reading material in them?
I know. I'm gonna have to start reading some of them. They've all just sat on my shelf since the day they arrived from the postman. Really.
Aren't you still waiting on one as well?
No, that one. Yeah. So they kind of like the Cathay one arrived about 2 weeks ago, like the first one.
Okay.
But I've still got to pick up the newer
Storm
Cathay
Dragon
one,
Dragon.
and then this one once this comes out.
So quick talk through what's in here. And the first which I haven't got a picture for, so we're keeping this one up, is the Battle March, which is a smaller point formation games on a smaller board on your kitchen table.
Is it 500 to 750? I believe it is the points.
Yes.
Thing? Yeah.
So a bit bigger than Rob's forays, but it's a very similar kind of idea.
How the comp sort of sits compares to Rob's sort of 500 point.
Rob's is slightly more lax in terms of what it allows, but it's got the same kind of 0 to 1 per 1,000 in there. And it's just fun little games. I played a few games with my oldest the other week, so it's been really good fun to actually try that rather than like just reading about it.
Yeah. Does it suggest some like missions, or does it just tell you to use the main sort of missions?
No, there are 3 deployments with objectives suggested.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of something there for people to it's like a intro guide to a match play guide. Also, it's built on that, expanding into that, and I think that's really good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how. I'm going to try and run a little, like we did the league last year or this year. Sorry, what's finished. I might try and run a little league with it, because you could probably get 3 or 4 games in an evening.
I quite like the idea of doing a 8-man event in an evening kind of thing.
Yeah.
3-hour-long games and having time for tea.
Yeah, or even just like a round robin thing. If you just get 4 people to play, you all play each other and see where you finish. Type thing. That'd be quite cool. And I think it'd be quite a good one to. I don't know, if we all have a gathering down at Warhammer World or something, like if we bring quite a few people to that, it'd be quite a cool one just to run within Warhammer World itself.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll do their own sort of small events.
They do like
and stuff, but they
do the War Cry and Kill Team and stuff in an evening, don't they?
Yeah,
that'd be interesting to see if this one adds into the rotations.
Yeah, because it's usually on a Thursday evening. Because I used to go to the Underworld ones. It usually starts like 5:30 till 10, and you get like 3 or 4 games in, which is quite cool.
Yeah, because they have a late gaming on Thursdays.
So I can imagine it. I mean, I think if it takes off, it's one of those that it's another thing they can put on, right?
Yeah, I have to pester Steve and hopefully get somewhere.
And they say just always talk to Steve. We always get what we want.
So, in terms of rules in the book, we have the mounts for the Tomb King, Tomb Prince, Royal Herald, and Mortuary Priest. It's a slightly bigger based horse with boarding.
Yeah, it's a heavy cavalry, isn't it?
Yeah, rather than light. And then we also have the there's a nice picture on the Airbook Shop website at all. So you've got a basic one, but you've got the winged war sphinx.
I could have taken a picture of mine.
Nice picture.
Nicely painted picture.
Yeah, I quickly slapping these slides together earlier. But it is effectively a war sphinx with wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's any good though, because you're losing the tomb guard attacks, aren't you, on the top of it?
You do, but you gain, and you gain counter charge as well. And I think that's,
you can march.
Yeah, because you're flying. So it's another. It's not another 9-inch fly creature because
comes at the same point.
Yeah, so you lose the necro sphinx.
We were joking earlier about the Nefek and Settra thing. It's literally there in that picture. Like, wait for me, boss.
Yeah.
I'm off, mate. See you in a bit.
Yeah, I quite like the idea of them building extra models out of kits that are already there.
Yeah.
Just to give options.
Yeah.
And if it works out, it works out. If it's
I think it gives something else to the army that you don't have to go full power all the time. You can drop a Necro Sphinx out and take a War Sphinx, or and still have roughly the same bones of the army, but you just take a slight concession. And the War Sphinxes are better into infantry than the Necro Sphinxes. They have AP2 on their attacks rather than the AP1. So they're not terrible. They're just competing for something very similar points wise. It's just has Monster Slayer in it, Killing Blow in it.
Was that a pun back then as well, Jack, about putting more bones in?
Yes.
We'll go for it. We'll go with it. It's fine.
And then we've got the other two.
Excited about.
The other two armies with me. Very excited about the one on the left. Not remotely excited about the one on the right, which I think is about 98% of the internet.
Yeah. I really like that colour scheme on the Empire stuff as well, like that dark blue and the red kind of adjacent colour. Looks really nice.
Yeah. Those freehand banners, are they going to be part of the transfers?
My gut feeling is they're CGI'd on, or not CGI'd, whatever, photoshopped on.
Photoshopped on. Rather
than anything else. But who knows, there might be a transfer sheet at some point in the future.
Yeah, it's interesting that they've got a fully painted up Renegade army. Like,
it doesn't have to be a fully painted up Renegade army with Photoshop.
You think the whole colour scheme is potentially done?
I think there's always a chance, yes. Yeah. Rather than them use very limited painting pools. Painter pools and time. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you never know. There's a staff member that had sneak peeks of this early on, but was very excited about it and got an army painted.
Because it is one of the paint schemes in the book, isn't it? It's one of the factions in the book as well. One of the named border princes.
It's Ortega, the Don of the Red River.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's with some really nice schemes in there. But I think anyway, we're going to come on to talk about them a little later on.
The one thing about the dwarves that I really think they missed a trick on is the pirate dwarves. If they'd have brought the pirate dwarves out, I'm in. I'm all in.
They'll save those, do a limited release of them, and make a fortune.
The thing is, it's one of them things where the pirate dwarves as a whole maybe existed, but would Long John, or whatever his name was, have existed? He might have done dwarves live long time, but I've got no idea when he was born and released later, when he became a pirate.
I think for dwarf players and the ones that were craving the Slayer army thing without taking Ungrim, I think it's just like a big slap in the face because he's so bad. It's not great.
It's not great. But at the same time, it's all literally playing with like 130, 150 dwarves the other day.
Yeah.
So it's got some like any minor loss.
I think
fairly good beastman list.
Into any combat army, like I think it's going to do very well. Like obviously there'll be, Cathay will just bomb it to hell. Any evasion list will, ruin its day. But I think like a lot of the armies that I play that are just, throw forward and get into combat. Like it'll do, like even as you kill them, they still kill you back. So like I think it'll do fairly well. I've got a game against them on Thursday night at the local club.
It'd be a cool painting project, I think. It'd be like painting 5 layers, I guess, won't it? But
I like how they've sort of mixed up the beard. Like it's not just ginger beards, ginger hair.
Yeah.
Like they've just literally just dyed the mohawk. And
like the two at the front there with the command.
Yeah.
Like you've got the black beard and the blonde beard.
The crew at the back on the
Yeah. I didn't know you actually got Malachi with that set as well. Actually, the Goblin here.
Do you?
I think so.
No, you don't. Definitely do. I think it's just got the 2 crew rather than him.
Has it just got the crew?
Is that,
right.
Is that just an engineer in the background?
I swear I saw the picture with Malachi in it because that's his thrower, isn't it? That's his creation, the Goblin here.
Well, he clearly not because he's not alive yet. So this is he's
clearly one.
Fake forgery.
I'm going to try and find it now.
Con man.
He's the like the fun dwarf slayer engineer, isn't it?
He is. But yeah, so
the flying barges and stuff, wasn't it?
Flying barge.
That exact guy,
yeah. We'll come on to all of that in a little bit. Talk more about the Renegade Crowns later on. And the other bit I just wanted to chat here was Games Workshop's fully embracing the potato cam leak. And this is without a doubt the best way to do it. So it got leaked earlier, the really bad shot quality new Warhammer Quest.
Yeah.
And this afternoon they've put up a poll saying which one do you want us to show off first. And so we're making everyone go into their website to click on it, and then everyone visit the website again to have a look at it.
Yeah.
And so whoever's reporting those numbers to show that the web team is doing a job is just hit a jackpot, because they could definitely do this today on the Tuesday, show it on the Wednesday. On the Thursday, which one do you want to see next?
Yeah.
And show it on the Friday. And over the next 2 weeks, slowly drip out all of it. And it's going to be
vote for, Liam?
I voted for the damsel-esque one.
Yeah.
Thinking something a bit different. What about you two?
The dwarf.
I like the Bretonian Knight guy. Who's not clearly Bretonian Knight, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, these will be cool. I'm looking forward to seeing them and work out if I can use any of them in any old world armies.
Yeah, I've still yet to play Maker City after painting that up, so we'll see. We'll see whether I invest in this.
I usually don't invest, but try and pick up the odd model on eBay or something.
Yeah, that's when we usually like the Maker City ones. Obviously, they came relatively cheap onto eBay. Not
the lady on the left will be quite a good damsel, won't she? Or
that's what I'm hopeful of. Yeah.
I mean, you can use most of them.
Even the middle left, sort of like Joan of Arc-esque, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Could make a really good Renegade Crowns general. Yeah. Anyway, so hobby and games.
Hobby. Game. Change the band. There we go. Glad you guys got to hobby.
Jack and myself played for some reason, 3,000 point game of Old World.
Always looks better, doesn't it?
Get all the models onto the table we could.
First we played 2,000, and then last minute Liam was like, "How do you feel about bigger game?"
Jack, is that your winged thing in the top in the middle?
Yes,
it might be. I've got a winged sphinx in the top left. Then there's
a winged thing.
A necrosphinx top half of the body just taking up some space. I think at this point, we'd sort of had a rough idea of what was coming in, but
Rob had done the rules out on the Friday and we played on the Saturday.
But I hadn't clocked that the Sphinxes were in the same slot as like each of us. So I have four monsters in this plus the 2 dragons. So I think it's illegal, but it was a good game nonetheless.
It looks so much better, bigger points, don't they? I definitely think the game's better. Well, definitely looks better, but I think the game itself's a bit more balanced. I think at the higher points level. Yeah,
like and to be fair, like for the extra 1,000 points, I basically got the block of Tomb Guard and a few sort of on-foot characters. Like it adds enough. Like obviously Liam's side of the table was insane.
Why are those skeletons on with spears, Jack?
They're the long hand weapons.
Right, really long hand weapons. Okay.
Really long hand weapons. If it's in your hand, it's a hand weapon.
Right. Okay.
But I think the only real points I talk about was every single time I rolled on the Eye of the Gods table, I would roll a 4+. I ended up running out of tokens.
The stacks of tokens behind this stuff was ridiculous. Like it was, it's pretty.
I didn't roll stupid once for the entire game or use any of my reroll items.
Yeah, they were wasting points.
Poor Jack.
Not needed.
Well, you say poor Jack, but it started off very well for me.
You see on dead skin wolves on the left hand side.
Yeah, took the skin wolves out on the left flank, took the skin wolves out on the right flank. I was in a very dominating position, and then the Chaos Dragon came into play. And,
good night,
sweetheart. There's only a baby dragon as well.
Yeah, but by turn 3, when we got into combat, he was not a baby dragon.
Yeah, the dragon was. Well, the guy on top, lady on top was strength 8, 9.
Yeah.
Like
I was going to say, from what you've just said, Liam, he definitely wasn't a baby dragon by the end of a few turns.
So kind of an out pictures there, but didn't put loads in. But Jack went up massively early on, and then my dragon.
What mission did you play?
Just had a couple of objectives, didn't we? And baggage.
Yeah.
Did we play in? No, we played domination.
Yeah. We did baggage train.
Yeah.
And I think we did everything. Baggage train.
Yeah, we did baggage train. So I put mine in one corner and then deployed my whole army in the other and tricked Liam.
Yeah. And then my one unit I sent after it failed miserably.
The flying war sphinx defended it honourably.
Yeah, beat off a unit of Hoskals.
And skin wolves.
It was bonkers. And then my dragon kind of killed a dragon, a war sphinx, or that necro sphinx, and then finished off another dragon in the last turn of the game.
Yeah.
All my characters living and just doing damage.
Yeah, Armor of Ages is great until the wounded on 2s.
2s, yeah. Until it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, the 4 at 1 guy did a bit better, but no, the infantry fight in the middle was good as well. I was just sort of trying to bring things back as quickly as Liam's things were chewing through, but it was just gradually grinding me down, and then finally got a spawn in my rear, and it was just rolling 6s for stomps every turn and just absolutely obliterated me.
Yeah, it did well eventually.
In the rear.
Tentacle in the rear. That's all the internet fashion these days, isn't
it? Jack has also been doing some hobby.
Yes, so I had that game against Liam, and then I had another practice game against
you made some terrain.
Matt at our at the
Is he okay?
TSN. He's just seen that those 2 Necro Sphinxes are coming straight as his Warfire. So we had that game, and then we had the list submission deadline for Cardiff, which is at the end of the month. So I suddenly realised actually I needed a few more support, and so did a bit of hobby, pulled together small horsemen, some sort of horse, just skirmisher archers, and my little baggage train, which Liam's already skipped past before I could click Egyptian test judo.
Yeah.
Use all the spare bits you can.
Well, there's like 30 shields in there.
I mean, you get.
I'm not looking forward to painting it,
isn't it? It's like the same infantry kit, isn't it? Yeah.
So I'm not looking forward to painting it, but it'll be I'm sure it'll
be easy.
Yeah, to be fair, I've just ordered a red spray, and I'm just going to spray it and then just pick out the gold. I couldn't face brushing red onto it.
You're not even going to wash it either.
No, I'll put a wash on. Come on, Dan. I'm not. Who do you think I am? Jack of 2024. So I had the practice game against Matt and his Chaos, and very quickly realised once again that Tomb King dragons can't stand up to Chaos dragons. The next thing is took care of the Warpfire, but the Tomb dragons just got annihilated by once again a lower level dragon and a sort of daddy dragon, but both of them just sort of ripped through me. So I think I sort of suffered a 13-7 loss in that. I had got quite a lot of objective points, but we were playing this a mission at the Cardiff pack, and the objectives on a roll. So you score your objective, and then you roll a dice, and on a 1/2 you take D3 wounds with no saves allowed. And literally every turn, I'd roll a 1 or a 2, lose 3 horsemen, go below scoring, have to bring them back, heal them up, and then send them back out next turn. It was quite funny, but it was I think at the end of the game I must have
harsh,
like 40 skeleton horsemen out of my 16 that I'd sort of put on the table. Ridiculous. So had that game last week, and then at the weekend I met up with Dan and Robin, who I've talked about before. We played at Throwing Skulls, and I played Dan's Brett's when I sort of took the Nurgle to the event. So Robin is going to Cardiff with me, so he fielded his dwarf expeditionary force onto the table, and these sort of pictures are sort of from turn 1 of our first game, which proceeded in those 2 dragons charging the block of warriors sort of directly in front of them, which failed the terror tests, plural, and then I sort of ran down, killed the cannons, and very quickly re-racked the game. So it was a turn 2 victory, which was good. And then the real game we played, I learned the bullshit that is sappers.
Yes.
Oh my god, they're frustrating. I got locked into combat for like 6 turns, just doing like one stomp, just like one.
No stomps, one attack. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's put me in good stead going forward to know actually just one of the dragons should just flown straight over the top of them and
make them move, make them turn around.
Yeah, but they can test on your turn and their turns and every other turn.
So I heard this. I'm not sure particularly of that because
I think it's in your turn.
So it's in the dwarf book. It says like start of any command phase, but the rule book you only get to use command abilities in your own turn.
Oh, wrong book. That's the Bretonian
one. So it's one of them where 6 of one, half of the other.
Yeah, but generally the army book rulings supersede the main rule book, right?
Yeah, they do.
So
just get better, Jack.
Once clarifying that, yes. Well, this has helped me get better. Hopefully, I've realised it's ridiculous just to try and keep charging in and thinking that the outcome will change. I think the issue was like the first turn I got his sapper down to 1 wound, and then I was like, oh, it's fine. I'll just kill him off next turn, and then proceeded to miss my 1 attack and didn't kill him, and then was stuck in combat for like another 3 turns. So
I think the worst thing is you do that, and then because you can arm the Thundrials or anything else with great weapons, they just hit you like a ton of bricks back.
Yeah. So
so
it wasn't ideal. And he had 3 cannons which were shooting cannonballs through me every time I bounced back out of combat. So I think that game. So the second game ended 13-7, I think, to Robin, as he his sort of thousands gyrocopters just killed all my chaff. I think he picked one of the dragons off with the cannon, and I just I think I got like the block of warriors and maybe a cannon, but yeah, it's just difficult to sort of touch anything. So it was good practice. Robin's always fun to play, and then played into Dan's Bretonians.
There's no pictures of this one.
Well, I sent you pictures of this one.
Yeah, well, I clearly just thought they were all the same game.
God's sake, Liam.
So it was it was pretty decent. Brett list, some Grail Knights with Alista Shard sort of hidden in them.
Got one job.
My level 1, my level 1 sort of Hierophant, very nervous to cast any magic all game. Some Pegasus Knights, the Duke with Monster Slayer, a Paladin,
the usual suspect,
the Ogre Blade, and some Peg Knights, a couple of blocks of archers and a decent block of men at arms. So it was another good game. So he we played a little bit of cat and mouse initially with his Duke chasing my dragons down.
Did he not use the Seal of Paravon and the Serene's Locket? I think that's the best loadout, personally. So that's you always hit on freeze regardless of weapon skill.
So he had that one. He had that on it.
Yeah, and you can't
which was funny because at some point he should have been hitting me on 2s, and then it was like, no, he hit me on 3s.
No, it's always 3s. But and then it's like I think it's
multi wounds.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's literally the best loadout with a great weapon.
I didn't have anything with multi wounds, but no, he likes the I can't remember what weapon he had, but Monster Slayers, the first dragon. Once he caught that, and then this was another of the Cardiff games, and on this one you roll the 6 pieces of terrain. That was the start of each player turn. You roll a dice, and that terrain does D6 strength 5, no armor save.
What are the old bombs?
To whatever's like close to the center of them, and his Duke was sat in the middle of that hill and took two turns of it and got him down like a couple of wounds, which let my other dragon like charge in. Like I had him on +6 initiative from the charge, and his man will be done, and he just went in and stomped, killed him off before he could strike back. And then I basically killed everything else apart from the Grail Knights. So I think this one ended up like a 14-6 to me, but no, it was good fun. It was good, nice to get it.
Learned loads, so that's what you meant.
Yes, yeah. I get my 3rd and 4th games in with the army, very handy, and just learn. Yeah, it's good to know the limitations of the army, which is more important to learn, I think, sometimes than the strength. So no, very very useful. It was quite nice having the reroll to wound on the dragon, and getting shot by cannons and then the reroll into fails. I think one interesting interaction we sort of was discussing at the end was with the Armor of Ages, and when you sort of come up against these Monster Slayer, like high strength Monster Slayer attacks, and the wound on 3s or 4s, do you actually choose not to use the Armor of Ages at that point and say, actually, I'm going to, when the FAQ came out and when people were using the different armor saves, and actually if I just say, I'll wait to see what they roll for their first roll and say, actually, at this point, I'm just going to use the armor of the dragon and not use my Armor of the Ages, and stop them having the chance to re-roll.
I think you probably do. See what the roll comes up at, and then make your saves on the way it matters.
Yeah. So that was interesting.
It's slightly different to selecting weapons, isn't it?
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, the weapons, it states that you have to use the magical weapon.
Yeah.
But
so I don't know. The dwarves obviously are a great example because they've got like great weapons or hand weapon shields and for the better saves and stuff. So I think you're right. Definitely that way. I think. Like
if you come up against a Monster Slayer and they roll no 6s, you don't you just say, actually, I'm going to take those hits, and I'll hope my ward save and my regen sort of deal with them. Whereas if they roll a couple of 6s, then you suddenly go, actually, I'll make you re-roll those, or if they're a relatively low strength and they're only really wounded on 6s, then you make them re-roll it just for the off chance that they probably don't get them again. So no, it's interesting to.
I still think it's
a few little tricks.
Absolutely ridiculous that a dragon can take the Armor of Ages. It's so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, they still got absolutely demolished by Chaos Dragons. So even with the Armor of Ages, so it's good against small arms fire and low strength infantry, but against anything that's strength 6, 7, 8, it soon starts to.
It's good against most. He's going to get most characters, isn't it? As well, apart from unless they're on Dragon, obviously.
So much so that I made the 4-up War Dragon my general rather than the Armor of Ages one after a couple of practice games.
Armor Destiny, is it? The 4-up War?
Armor Destiny. I think that he just seems more survivable overall. He's got he's better against cannons, better against those sort of high strength chaos creatures that have ruined 2 of my 4 games so far. So no, it was good. So we've got we've got 2 weeks, and then we've got the event of sort of rank it the pairings and draws. Got released earlier today, so I'll have a quick chat about that at the end of the episode.
Yeah. While we're on Tomb Kings as well, I don't think we covered it in the War Settra section. Have you had a chance to read the incantations? The multiple ones?
skimmed over them.
They're so good.
Yeah, I think a lot of them, you know, they're mainly one use only, right? So
no, they are one use. Well, the one use only, one
unless you
effective use. Yeah.
Like some of them still remains in play after you've used them and that sort of stuff. But obviously the sort of reroll artillery looks like it could be really good if you've got a couple of sort of screaming skull catapults.
The
for
50
10 points.
The 50-point one is really, that one's really good. The 10-point one. The 50-point one's also
50
very
point one,
good.
which turns off wards and regens. That could, you know, those combats where I was losing to the Chaos Dragon, potentially.
Yeah,
You know,
and I think
potentially I might be winning those then.
-1 strength as well. I think.
Yeah,
it
makes them -1 strength and initiative or weapon skill or something like that.
Something like that.
But I think those ones suddenly make that combat actually something I'd consider.
I think it helps the mortuary, sort of the priests and whatnot, actually be a bit more combat effective on a dragon as well.
Yeah,
because he can actually he's going to have no regen or ward saves. I've got my stupid staff. That's basically a great weapon. I can go in and actually slap a dragon and potentially win combat. With its minus strength, which is then obviously going to be wounding on whatever it is.
And I think if you can sort of get access to, you know, drop in armor saves in the army as well with, you know, with some wizards, then, you know, if you're making stuff AP2 effectively before anything, and then stopping regens and wards, you know, that one turn of combat can really swing.
It combos well into Unquiet Spirits as well. So if you can switch off a ward and a regen,
so it's no arm
every
saves
one goes through is take it, mate.
That's just pretty nasty. But no, they look interesting. There's a couple in there definitely that look like they'll get.
There's some decent ones. I don't think there's any bad one. I just think they're all very, very situational, aren't they? And in terms of your list, I think the top one is the best one, obviously.
Yeah, most of them are 30, 40 points. So a lot of them, you know, are you know, the sole item you're going to get on a lower level wizard, or you know, a large portion of the points you get on your sort of main wizard.
Well, they're not. They're separate.
Oh, are they
so
separate?
Like a high priest can take 3 and 100 points of items.
So it's sort of like a chaos power or vampire power type thing. Okay.
Yeah, the magic items, but not magic items.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Well, the scrolls aren't they?
But it suddenly makes those characters which you put in to be quite cheap, quite expensive. You're throwing in those level 1 illusion wizards just to add some -1 to hits to your units, and suddenly you look at those 60-point models are becoming 100 point, 250 points, and start to give a bit more points away when something does get through to you.
And then suddenly you're taking one less unit of horse archers because you've spent 150 points on scrolls. It's going to be interesting to see when you get real options.
But and this thing is, if we continue to see this throughout, you know, Arcane Journals going forward, just adding in dribs and drabs of options into all the armies, I think that's quite cool, and that will just continue to see this sort of evolution of metas, and even just, you know, fun lists to play. We'll start to see, you know, the Flying War Sphinx, you know, I'll pull out at, you know, sort of fluffier events. I'm excited.
And for those of us with more than one army, it means you can like grab out something that when it comes to get to a new unit or a new items, and then play that for a little bit, and then 3 months later you get the next one out, and like shakes up what you're playing with. But speaking of those with more than one army, this has been my hobby over the last week and a half of frantically printing. It's most of the Renegades. Current project is Renegade Crown list plus some custom made like regiments of renown ready for Rise to Glory in April. So doing 2 birds with 1 stone. So on top of this, I've got a couple of cannons that are printed, a handful of more characters, really bulked out this unit as well with another 15 of those. And at that point, I'm kind of getting to the point of having enough to play games. So potentially this is what I'm going to take to Forgotten North, depending on how painting goes. Almost definitely TSN as well in December. But yeah, so got a lot of everything. I'm just going to see how it goes. And then a few test models I've done. Got one of the Noble Outlaw characters.
So you were going to steer away from purple for this army?
No.
Purple definitely came back.
Just in case he wants to mix them in with the Wolves of the Sea and the cafe as well.
He put the orange in the feathers eyes. At least my orange made an appearance when I suggested orange as your new colour scheme.
Yeah, so I was definitely I was looking at doing red up to orange as the off colour to the white, and I didn't have any reds other than one red, so I'll bugger it. I'll just do
Red is
purple.
all you need.
So rather than buying some paint from Bash, which you go like 3 times a week, you had to crack on immediately.
Yeah. It's not like you're not in a hobby shop anytime, Liam.
No, but if I had the desire to do it, I kind of wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I kind of burst paint. Thank you. I'm really happy with him. Yeah, he's great. And then obviously the guy next to him, that isn't the most Gandalf model either.
Does he have glasses on, or what's going on?
He does look like glasses, doesn't he?
Looks like he's got one of those disguises of glasses with a big fake nose on.
I tried to paint eyes and it didn't work. So I normally don't paint eyes, as you can see on the guy on the left. So I need to kind of tone down how white his eyes are a little bit.
How did you do it? Did you paint black and then white over the top, or white and then black?
Black,
white with the dot.
grey, and
Yeah, it's so much easier to paint the eyes black and then dot the whites in either side.
No doubt.
Yeah,
it's got a big hat that covers most of it.
Yeah, end up with like a goat-like pupil.
No. I guess it depends what you've got. Like I have these nail brushes, which are like the thinnest things ever for eyes. So it's not too bad for me, but I've seen a few. I mean that's nothing compared to the what is it? Do you still love me, brother? Meme, the Space Marine one.
Yeah,
there's some horrific ones, isn't there?
And I also played a game with my cafe. This was 2-6, but only 1,000 points of characters on the cap against Alex down at Bash. And unfortunately, if I'm taking 2-6 of cafe, I don't have many options model-wise to do lots of different things. I had a unit of handgunners, the wizard, some huntsman in there as well, Jade's fleet list, but didn't take any of rings or anything like that. Big block of cav that worked his way down the left hand side and then came over to help me out. But eventually I managed to kill all the dwarfs after about 5-6 turns of trying.
Still got an unpainted baggage train there, Liam.
I know, I do need to get around to it before Forgotten North, I think.
Did we ever figure out if the Empire in the Jade Fleet can take the magic items? I know it was like a lot of people have been doing it, but it never really got answered.
Gonna presume not, using the old FAQ.
But, I'm assuming it's like, when you take a shagger in Chaos, you still take the Beastman items. So surely it'll just be Empire items.
Yeah, the wording's the same. It just never came up, or no one noticed it until then. Internet gets hold of something and it's
and then everyone had 10 rings of jet in the lists.
You still could if you had it on everything, but
you can, because all the
Lancer champions, the strategies.
Yeah, so all the champions can take like 50 points, can't they? The Lancer ones, and obviously your characters.
But Sentinel again was all but MVP. It is consistently fantastic.
Mine's rubbish.
And I don't know what people are on about. My general charge turn 1 into a unit of... they weren't great, to be honest. Toughness 4, heavily armoured models.
Yeah, they struggle against dwarves. Yeah.
I lost the non-character balloon was the only unit that got wiped out. But and help and organ gun. Highlight of turn 1 was the dwarf deploying on the hill in the middle of the board. My general charging in, taking 1 wound from standing shoot, and then not making a single armor, regen, or ward save, and only just winning the combat and going down to 3 wounds on turn 1. But then he just hid behind a hill. It was fine. But yeah, really good game. And now I want to
the exciting part of the show.
Yes.
Liam tasked us to all do homework, and Liam's the only one that's done the homework.
No, I've done a bit of homework. I've done a couple of units, but they're just quite. So this is my take on it. It's fantastic in terms of a hobby project because they've literally said, do what you want. Here's some guidelines. Do some Empire. Do some Bretonian stuff because obviously that's where it's set, and the Border Prince is in between, whatever else. There's even a part, I think, for the Highland Cavalry, Liam, if I remember right.
The Reavers.
Tiles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, they're saying, it's basically say, go out and buy every set ever and just mash it all together. It's a great sales tactic, GW. Well done.
Yeah, not bad marketing.
But I think it's something that is missing from all of the games, if I'm being honest. Something that's, I guess you could probably do it with like Space Marines and stuff in the 40k, but where it says you are building your own army. Here's a blank canvas. Here's a couple of options. Well, a couple of options. There's lots of options. Build your list. Do what you want. Go for it. I love it. I think it's brilliant.
I think it gives good precedent for having combined chaos armies in the future as well. You can have your chaos, you can have your beastmen, maybe some demons at some point.
Don't get ahead of yourself. Maybe
calm down, Jack.
But I think it gives a good precedent for bringing those sort of old sort of realm of chaos combined armies back that we sort of saw in 6th edition.
Yeah.
I said this in the Goonhammer review, and I don't think that every army that gets released needs to be the best army. And there's nothing wrong with having hobby project armies. But the more I've been writing lists with this in mind, I legitimately think this is probably better than Initial Take.
I thought you were going to say than Cathay then.
No, not that mentally high on it.
So what tier are you putting in, Liam?
So Rob's got it in his C tier, hasn't he? For his square base comp.
Yeah,
I'm potentially putting it in B. So rather than 2-4 down to 2-2. Just when I've been writing lists, I seem to get an awful lot in the list. Yeah. And we'll come into some of the units, but the way the whole...
You haven't actually tried playing ogres yet, though, have you, Liam? Wait till you put them on the table.
Yeah, those ogres are for like the models, but they might be coming out from something more productive on the tabletop at some point. But when you've got an extra 400 points and what you're used to, why not stick in a unit of ogres and see what happens? But I think the way the army works is that it's roughly take an upgrade on a character and then unlock an upgrade on a unit that corresponds. And I really like all of them. I think they've all got play. It's just a case of how you want to play as to how you want to take it. So even things like the Noble Outlaw, which lets you have an extra ballistic skill and leadership, is fun, obviously, on the Machine Gun Wizard. We've all seen that.
Someone posted earlier.
Yeah, you take the
40-year-old wizard model that was with a machine gun and being like, finally, we can use this model.
Yeah.
But
because I think you get... Sorry, then go on.
And so you can do things like give the now BS5 character a repeater handgun or repeater pistol. And
the dragon bow.
I can't do a dragon bow because it's commanders of the Empire only.
Oh, does it not unlock the Empire items?
It unlocks Empire items, but that particular item is restricted even more.
Ooh.
But like the repeater pistol, you can get 3 stand and shoot shots, and that identity combat resolution for bricks that are already fairly tough. And I've just there's little bits where it's clearly not top tier tech, but I can see trying it, and that makes me excited to play games with things that's new and shiny and exciting.
There is one thing that does annoy me a little bit, and it comes back to the elf thing. So there's no way of getting an additional ballistic skill on the Highling Cavalry. So they're the light cavalry.
Yeah.
So they're worse elves at shooting, which it doesn't sit right with me. They should at least be at BS4.
That's just, out of practice.
They are core.
I mean it.
So I think from a game balance point of view, the reason you don't have loads of BS4, as we've seen with Outriders in Normless.
It's fine.
As core.
There's Outriders. Outriders at BS4.
Yeah, and that's the only core people are taking in the Normless.
Absolutely, yeah. So I've got 30 of them, but still, that's not my point.
I'm here with my BS2 Skeleton Horse Archers.
Yeah, that always hit on 5s.
Yeah, but only hit on 5. You only hit on 5s.
Yeah, so because obviously by now it's 2 weeks since everyone else has seen what this is. So I thought rather than us go through it and be a little bit kind of boring, we try and pick out some units
Bone Grinder Giant.
How we like them.
Bone Grinder Giant.
Shut up, Jack.
So obviously with this list, the first place we're starting with an horrendously picture, so I couldn't find one of just a unit.
Yeah.
You mean you haven't painted the unit up for us to see?
That looks like some of Jack's painting.
I wish.
GW models from the GW website, but I couldn't find a picture. So we've got the basic
the sellsword infantry.
Yes, which obviously can be upgraded to the whatever it's called, the veteran sellswords as well.
Sellsword, yeah.
And this kind of loadout that the picture's showing is kind of the one I want to talk about. So you have to do veteran sellswords at, is it 8 points a model? So 5, 6, 7, yeah. So you give them shields, heavy armor, and basically just a roadblock with lots of static res. It's got Horde, it's got Warband, so you're looking at 3 ranks, standard, infantry outnumber, and it's fairly cheap. Yeah.
And I think they're actually better than, because I think Jade Warriors were probably the elite infantry, I'd say, in terms of a roadblock, but I think these guys actually beat them just because of the static combat res is just so much better.
So we have got a little bit of extra static combat res, but their weakness is they need the ranks.
Yeah. But they're cheap enough to get them though, aren't they? Whereas the Jade Warriors aren't.
Yeah, well, these are what? Say 8 points a model, 9 points if you take drilled. That's the equivalent of a Jade Warrior.
Yeah.
So you're not actually getting huge amounts more.
No.
I still think they're better though.
I don't know. It's a close call.
I think without going through the book, I think it's because you can add other stuff to it which make them better. Whereas the Jade Warriors can just stand there on their own and be like, let's go.
Yeah, so can you take like the Griffin banner and stuff like that?
So the unit can't, but you can give
BSB
character. Yeah, BSB Empire Iron can take the Griffin banner. But are people going to be charging it anyway? It's kind of my take on that. I know you can put a load of stuff in there that never dies, and then that's fine. But I don't know, but I like the idea of it.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? Strength 3 swordsman?
Yeah, strength 3, weapon skill 4.
Yeah, so I'd be throwing my monsters.
The literary Jade Warriors essentially in terms of their loadout and stat line and stuff. They just don't have the reroll ones if they don't get charged. Sorry, if they get charged. I think that's the only difference, I believe.
They're only leadership 5. It's a downside, but we do have Warband.
So they get the leadership from the ranks.
Yeah, but the legitimate play in it is when you start giving them the upgrades. So you can give them the phalanx upgrade. So they become heavy infantry. They can only be 4 wide, and you can hide characters in them really easily. I like the idea of having my general, my BSB, and a wizard all in there, and just being 4 wide and just pushing the wizard and the BSB to a second rank.
Can they go into the second rank, or do they get pushed into the back rank?
Pushed into a second rank, so they don't get hit.
Get their bonuses. You still get their bonuses.
Yeah. So that illusion wizard just protecting the unit for longer.
Yeah.
BSB not dying and holding his Griffin banner. But yeah, it's something I'm going to have a serious play with. And the same loadout, but without the heavy armor, I think is really good as well. But just on the basic sellsword, so 5 points a model. So you can take a unit of 12 for 60 points.
4 bomber
in combat. Yeah. Takes a couple of casualties to throw it forward to claim objectives early game. Like
the bravery 6 with a leadership 6 with a veteran officer as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not great, but it's better than 5.
What game are you talking about with bravery?
Bravery.
Obviously, you've got your rank at that point as well. So you're up to 7 with a rank. You might be within 12 inches of your general. So you're basically 10.
Yeah.
I think it ticks a lot of boxes.
So in terms of generals, what do they have access to? All the Empire and Bretonnian generals?
So basically, you've got 4 upgrades for your characters. Yeah. One of them gives you access to Empire items. One's access to Bretonnian items.
In terms of mounts, so can you get?
No,
just a barded warhorse or a warhorse.
Yeah, so there's no big monsters in this other than potential mercenaries.
Bone grinders, yes. But the same unit can be equipped in multiple different ways. So next one on this was effectively greatswords.
Yeah.
So only strength 3 to strength 4, but again 5 points for the veteran, 4 points for his full plate, a great weapon. It's still cheaper than a greatsword. Same points if you take drilled, I think, which they have to pay for, but you've got veteran included. Like, it's just a half decent unit.
I'm thinking about getting these guys and actually arming them with thrusting spears and shields. So they're a 3-up save anyway, but they've got the extra rank in fighting in 3 ranks if they get charged with the extra initiative. I know they're only strength 3, but that's what you get the outcast wizards for in it, to make them the demonology one and stuff like that. So that's where I think my phalanx is going to go on something like this. It's just finding the arms that work, because I don't think the state troop spears will work properly, and I don't think the Bretonnian ones will look great either. So it's trying to find something that'll work. So it might have to be like an AOS job.
I don't
know what has spears now in AOS. That's the thing. Apart from Stormcast, which is just going to look like
Lumineth.
Yeah, Lumineth could work. Yeah,
I used all my King spears. Sorry, you could have some little bony arms.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure I'm going to do it, but I'm sure I'll find a way.
The other one of my favourites is the 7-point sellsword with a crossbow and a shield.
Yeah.
So like a unit of 14 is about 100 points. Yeah, they are. They're rubbish, half as expensive dwarfs.
Yeah.
But it's a unit that gets involved early on with shooting. And like that first turn march gets them close to the middle line or to a contested objectives. And then they just sit there in 2 ranks with a standard champion musician, like 14 of them. I think
what's the little goblin thing?
Oh,
it's an ammo monkey.
Ammo monkey.
Yeah, it's an ammo monkey for the sergeant with the Hockland long rifle.
It's just a unit that sits there and gets a little bit involved, does chip damage and scores points on objective.
Do you know weirdly as well, you can make these guys quite tough because you can essentially make them 0-9 sides with the full plate armor, shields. Yeah, tool them up to have a 3-up save and a crossbow if you really want to, just to sit on objectives.
Even the smallest unit of this beats a lot of the other small chaff units that are looking to score those objectives. So like my skeleton horsemen would just disintegrate to these, and lots of those sort of small scoring units, wouldn't be able to sort of deal with these.
If you do take the heavy armor upgrade, it increases them to 9 points a model, which is starting to get a little bit expensive. But at the same time, you have to send a dedicated unit after them at that point.
Sure, yeah. Like, you can't just fire
cavalry will bounce.
Yeah.
So I really like them, and which is why I think that the army is better than it looks on paper when you start playing it out. The next one I wanted to talk about was the Highling Outriders, and these are effectively the light cav option, but they range. They're probably the most versatile unit I've seen in the game.
Yeah.
in terms that I've just been through like 3 different weapon loadouts for the cell swords, but these somehow are Alien Reavers, Pistoliers, or Goblins, and it's like weird how like for 12 points a model you can get a movement 8 model with a cavalry spear, and you can buy them.
Give it heavy armor.
The thing is, you can buy them ambush with one of the upgrades as well, the Noble Outlaw. So, like taking the unit 6 or 7 of these for 70 odd points with just ambush to surprise people is legitimate. But at the same time, you could do heavy armor, shields, brace of pistols, and actually have a reasonable unit. I quite like an idea I've seen floating around where you have the Demonology Wizard in there, and you give them the brace of pistols, and you just become this double buffed unit. So you're getting like 5 attacks a model at strength 4, AP -2, and you just do fire and flee. So you do fire and flee, flame flight. When someone charges you, reform into a block, and then charge in. On a turn after you've rallied, because you've rallied via the flame flight. And it's just something that we've not seen in the game before, and it's something different. And as I said earlier, anything which is different, I'm all for. But at the same time, they could just have short bows and reserve move. Dance around the side.
Just
without impetuous for left
trains
points.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I think it's brilliant. Like all it can do. Like even if you did cavalry spears, heavy armor, and shields, it's what 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 points a model for medium cavalry. Like I paid more than that for Marauder horsemen.
And Escals as well are expensive.
Like Yeoman, they're probably similar, like more expensive than that.
Mounted Yeoman are way more than that for not heavy armor. So I think they've like really fun. If you noticed on that tray before, I had like 2 units printed out, and there's a good chance I try both the big block with a wizard or just smaller blocks and being annoying.
I think
how it goes.
I'd use them as almost like a shock cavalry unit, just to go and, like you say, harass with the pistols, and if you need to charge, you charge in there. But you can make them a lot more survivable than
I think
the Pistoliers, basically. Yeah,
they can become great flank harassers. Sat there shooting at flanks. They turn to face you can give great pulls attention back, or if not, you can put one of your other blocks in that would just.
You can give them reserve move as well
in the flank, and make them
I think
pretty tasty.
It's the one thing that the Pistoliers wanted was reserve move, and you can give them these guys, which is, you ride up, you blast away with your pistol. I'm over here now. You can turn around and try and attack me, and then you're out of position. I think there's definitely, like Liam said, there's definitely uses for them. I think those are the two, like the shock cavalry and the harassing kind of. Just spray with some bullets and see what happens.
So these skirmishes or open order?
Yeah,
both.
But they're just a really neat little unit that you can build in at least 3 or 4 different ways. They've also got access to a magic standard.
Yeah.
So if you really wanted to, not that you can give them any of the Empire or Bretonnian ones, but if you wanted to do Razor Banner or even War Banner, just as a cheap.
Yeah, I'm going to say War Banner. Or the reroll. Is it the Berserker Banner, the one that gives reroll charges? Rampaging Banner. Yeah.
With options.
I mean, I actually added a Razor Standard on the one I made as well. A unit of 10 with, like you say, with cavalry spears and shields, just being that shock cavalry. Just get in there. I've rolled a 6 -3.
And that's getting through any infantry.
Exactly.
Outside of combat without parry, that's getting through most infantry's armor.
The other neat bit is that if you take the Demonology Wizard, obviously the buffs are meant for combat, but one of them affects weapon AP, so it works on the shooting as well. So you can have AP2 pistols, which is, again, something neat and different. And obviously, outside of that, you've then got your own Border Prince bombers, mortars, organ guns. But the other unit, obviously, apart from the Bone Grinder Giant, which is clearly the optimal choice in every single list, that I think's got real play here, is indeed the Doomseekers. Is it wrong when they're not at their best in the Slayer list? It's also on the following page in the book. But these, I remember. Do either of you remember when the Dwarf Arcane General came out, and people were on about allying these or merging them into Empire armies and throwing them forward with wizard buffs? I think that the way the game's moved, and especially with Cafe, these might be the best answer outside of like Boshanti and things like that, because you can the necromancy spell that gives them fly and ethereal. So if you've got your pistols or your cannons doing a handful of wounds to a lantern prior,
fire a spooky dwarf at them with axes.
Well, they've got a 19-inch threat range. Which obviously, with the way comp is, especially in the UK at the moment, like you're getting limited lanterns, which means that you're not seeing the long range lanterns. You're seeing short range ones because they do more output. And then if they're coming in to shoot you, even if they move back, chances are you're able to throw a dwarf into them. And with the way that the remains in place spell works, you can cast it in turn 1, charge a dwarf in on turn 2, and then recast it on the next dwarf. And I'm kind of undecided whether I want to go for a handful of cheap ones or a couple of expensive ones.
So I'm assuming you can still use the runes on them as well.
Runes and tattoos. So
it's
like real options. Even if you're not playing against Cafe, then obviously it's not going to be on every table. But you can leave them back and use them. Like I mentioned, those 14, 16-man units of crossbows. Like, just keep them back near them. And if someone wants to charge into your ranked up infantry unit that's going to stand and shoot, you've got a perfect counter charge unit the following turn. Like, I think they're absolutely fantastic on paper. Clearly, I have not used them on the board yet.
I mean, every time I've played against them in the dwarf list, they've always been a pain.
Yeah, because you don't want to kill them, do you? Because they don't give away any points.
I think
the amount of times I had it like flank charge into my block of ogres, and they just held me in place because like they're terrifying, and I have to challenge them out because otherwise you just butcher through the ogres and they just draw combat constantly.
But the way they work in like a dwarf army is the dwarf army slow, steady, but using them in a quick army that wants to potentially counter attack and has magical support, want to draw you in. Like, I think it's a perfect place for them. Obviously, if they turn up to the battle, it's going to be a part of it. But
because they've got the mercenary stuff still, haven't they?
They do indeed.
Look forward to see them with purple face paint.
Yep, definitely. I printed off a couple of dwarf slayers, like the character slayers, and just because I wanted something a little bit different. It's going to do it, isn't it?
Nice.
I know it's horrendous viewing.
Love of grey.
But they're definitely going to get painted up as well. Potentially, I'm playing a couple of 12-50 point games on Thursday, so might take Renegade Crowns along for that.
Cool, sounds good.
But yeah, that's kind of the last unit I wanted to touch on. As I think
where
you want to build a list.
Nobody wants to talk about bone grinders, Jack. Nobody.
I like bone grinders. I've played them a few times, and they've always been fun. Frustrating but fun.
I think I'm gonna, because I did the call it a Sigmar army, didn't I, which had no magic and stuff, and I think I'm probably just gonna repurpose them into a Renegade Crowns army. Problem is you can't take like flagellants and stuff, can you? I don't think.
No,
it's just the basic box standing ship. But I've got loads of crossbows and militia I can turn into brigands and archers and whatnot. So flagellants just have to go in the Empire army.
Yeah, there's definitely like if people who have an Empire army, it's by 1 or 2 more units, and they've got a different style to play. The people who have got printers, it's buy a bottle of resin and knock yourself out.
Yeah, I mean, actually, the flagellants could be. Yeah, well, but that's saying it's a mixture of both, isn't it? I think everyone's got Bretonnian armies when everyone first bought the box. I think I've got found a
halflings.
Yeah,
well,
hot pot launcher.
I mean, like the halflings are perfect for this kind of thing because you can build those cell swords into any way, shape, or form.
They're anything, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to build like if you could find the scale right for like all the models, like a ragtag bunch of like elves and dwarves and Empire, all just being we're just a mixed race infantry. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I quite like the idea of
shields.
Be cool, except there'll be different stat lines. It'd be really confusing.
Nah, just have one stat line.
Have one stat. I know that. See, this is it. Jack gets it. Elves are really good at shooting, and obviously dwarves are tough.
Yeah, maybe use the highest.
Yeah, they've all got Motley Crew. Everyone's got Motley Crew, different weapons, different stats.
Do you want to target a dwarf, an elf, a human?
How to bore your opponent to death. Take Renegade Crowns with different stat lines. I like it, me. Like I say, it's the blank canvas thing that really it's it.
Yeah,
I think it's a hobby dream. I think, isn't it, for that you've actually got rules that you can. I mean, like you said at the beginning, Liam, the stats aren't overly amazing, but it's what you can do with them. What makes the army, isn't it? And you know the actual aesthetics of it all. I mean, we talked about the Grudgebringer stuff before we start recording. You know, from the Dark Omen games.
Yeah,
so we've already seen people do that, and now they can actually be part of the rules, or part of the game. Sorry, because they can use this Renegade Crowns, which is essentially what they were anyway, weren't they? They were a mercenary army, weren't they, in the game? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what people come up with. To be honest, I might throw a few games down next week at the club and see if I can write a list because it'll be out Saturday. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So, anything else you want to talk about from this book before we head on to the last parts?
No, it would be interesting to recap what's next. What do we know is next?
We don't know. That's the thing.
Nothing
next.
Literally, we've got no idea.
There's no inkling. There's no there's no even like rumors or anything, is there? There's nothing.
When's the next big release? Like sort of
preview show.
Yeah.
I think there's one in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
so I imagine we'll find out something for early next year at that.
Yeah.
That'll be the new Blood Bowl edition, though, won't it? I think is the next big one, which is the Bretonnians and the Tomb Kings.
Oh, so we know that's already done with.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like an actual teaser?
Next Arcane journal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know because I mean, we all know with the mainstream in GW, they write a lot of things 2 years in advance, but I don't know how the specialist game team work, whether they do that or not. Who knows? Who knows what the books are coming out? I've got no idea because I think we said with Stu, didn't we, last week about or 2 weeks ago, because they're almost have again a blank canvas because there's that gap in between now and the end times, or the world that was, or Warhammer Fantasy era. There is a kind of a gap for where they can literally do anything they want. Like this has come from nowhere, the Renegade Crowns stuff, because I think a lot of people would have said this as the Dogs of War, but obviously, as we know, because of the timeline, none of the Dogs of War units will be about now. This is what
very limited anyway.
Yeah, so this is like kind of so we've just got names, haven't we, at the minute from the book? So these will have started the Dogs of War units, right? Yeah. So who knows, man? I don't know. I'd like to see something done with the elves, both wood and high elves, because they're kind of just there at the minute, aren't they? There's nothing really much going on. I know obviously they've had the rumblings with the Beastmen, and I think the Sea Guard have obviously had the beef with Freydal and the Wolves of the Sea. But then obviously now all the big thing is the Cafe and Empire versus the Wolves of the Sea. So what's actually happened to the elves? Do you know what I mean? It's a bit who knows what's going on type of thing at the minute.
Let's just wait for the next handful of Arcane journals and see how the story takes us.
Yeah, I'd like to see something to do with Cafe and the High Elves. I know they're not exactly trusting of each other, are they?
I think we've had a lot of Cafe recently. I think it's time to give some love to the
Shut up,
factions
Jack.
again.
I'm talking about fluff, not rules.
You've taken the screen down, but I've still got 2 more slides.
Sorry. I'm just gonna keep blasting it away. All right, here we go. This is me. Upcoming events. Yeah. So this is this weekend as a recording. We've had a nightmare with this actually. So Allies in Action, which is the doubles event. BCP doesn't let you put in your factions properly. It grays everything out. So I've got a lot of work to do in the next couple of days to try and rectify everything so it's all right. But everyone I think's got the listing now. Because again, it was
I'm coming along with a player who's played 2 whole games of Old World.
It's fine. We've had to really gap fill people in this event because we've had a really annoying. Then it's nobody's fault. It is what it is. But 1/2 of a double has dropped, so we've then had to try and fill the spots. Yeah, 3 times actually. But I've managed to wangle out, so I'm not playing, which is great because as we all know, you can't.
It's 3 days to go.
Yeah, I know. So so we're all good now. We're all good. But yeah, so we got that one Sunday. Really looking forward to it actually. And we're in the actual side room, so where we have our club night, we're in there for this event. So it'd be nice. You'd be able to hear yourselves think because there'd be no card players, and we've got our own space, which is quite nice. So that'll be quite nice to hopefully, if we keep that all the time, that'd be great as well. Because anyone who's been to Patreon, the gaming space is amazing, but it's also shared with other events as well because they're always busy with card games and stuff. And it gets really loud in that hall, doesn't it, Liam, Jack?
It does indeed.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad the one I came to because when it was the teams event, I think we had pretty much most of the hall.
Pretty much, yeah. There weren't any. I think there were only one event on that day, but there is 4 events on plus ours on Sunday, so it's a good job that we're out there, out of the way kind of thing. So yeah. So we've got all the side room. But that one is 1250 points each, 2,500 points. We've had quite a lot of people practicing the games as well.
Practicing?
Yeah, I know, right? I have done some hobby, actually. I lie. And I did say that earlier, didn't I? But I've made some special features. There you go. We've got some...
Oh, you printed these off last time, hadn't you?
Yeah, printed them off.
You've painted them now.
I've got 8 now, so which is enough. But they're basically Balewind vortexes for the special features, but they've all been painted, and I just need to get a layer of dry brushing on them.
And then you've got your singles event in December.
Yeah, so the Christmas one. So I've been practicing a couple of games to try and figure out what I want to do in terms of because I just want to make it a bit more fun. So we've settled on you get 4 Santa hats, and basically whoever claims the most Santa hats at the end of the day will win we'll win a prize. It's just something a bit different.
Big Santa hat.
Yeah, massive Santa hat, a blow up Santa hat. Now there'll be something. But each army, so each player gets 4 Santa hats to give 4 of their units that can't be characters. And then it's just kill those units with Santa hats, essentially. Yeah. And then the sleighs themselves, I need to actually find an STL to print out, and then everyone will get one of those as their little gift from me, or from us, should I say, for their baggage train. So there'll be baggage trains in every one of those missions, as well as obviously the actual bit. But it's just a normal bit of fun. 2,500 points game. And I think for me, going forward, that's going to be the new points level I think we're going to stick at.
2,500.
I think so, yeah. I mean, we made a thing of 1,750, didn't we? But I think a lot of people like playing 2,000 plus, so I think we might stick at 2,500. Who knows? But that's
I think it's a good point level because you're a decent size looking army on the table, and that's what
the hell's this?
Settled at 2,500 and a few other stuff.
What the hell's this Rise to Glory?
I just wanted to talk about this again for 2 minutes. I've still got a handful of tickets left. At last count, I have got 2 chaos, 1 destruction left. order. I've got one person who's went to get back to me, probably taking that. And yeah, starting to form ideas in my head for some of these Regiments of Renown ideas. And yeah, I'm quite looking forward to being a little crazy with some of the ideas. But that's it really. So if anyone is interested, please do get in touch. Look back at the last episode for the pack. Unless Dan's going to be nice.
I'll pop it in this one as well. Yeah, I'll pop it in this one.
But yeah, that's it.
Drop
a
comment and
stuff.
That's it. Drop a comment and all that.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
I guess otherwise, yeah, as I mentioned, we've got. I'm off to the Cardiff Welsh Open with Dan Lots
Is
to
that
share my
82
screen.
people or something crazy like that?
Yeah, 82
Jack's done some
people.
homework.
Yeah, so
we can't really see it, Jack. You might have to zoom in, but that's zooming out, mate.
Yeah. Well, that's zooming in, but it's zooming into everything apart from the graph.
What? Oh, we can see some numbers. It's fine.
Zoom. Oh, there we go. The graph's bigger, but the numbers are gone. So just do a quick spread of factions. So it's interesting to know. So 82 people. We've got 15 vampire counts.
Is that the biggest one running outside GW?
It's the biggest.
Yeah,
I think it's the biggest single we've seen so far, regardless of venue.
Really good going. Really good.
I think there's spaces for 84, and I think 2 people had dropped but hadn't basically told Ollie until list submission was due, and then so it's just too late to basically fill those slots. So still pretty significant. But yeah, so nearly a quarter of the players are taking vampire counts. Dwarfs, we've got 10 dwarf players going, so that's a big chunk. Bretonians, another big chunk. Warriors, Tomb Kings, all the ones you'd expect. I think the only 2 factions that aren't being representative are Lizard Men and Dark Elves.
How many cafe players?
There is 4 cafe players.
Ooh.
And I think 2 are Jade Fleet and 2 are Grand Army.
That's nice.
We even went into sub factions. So the biggest, obviously vampires, because they don't have different options.
Yeah.
They sort of make the biggest chunk. Warriors Chaos Grand Army sort of second, along with Brett Exiles. Expo Force, there's 5 of those horrible bastards. Orcs and Goblins, there was no Orcs and Goblins that aren't Grand Army, which is a bit sad. I think most other factions have at least all the Empire players are null, unsurprisingly. But yeah, I think every other faction pretty much has at least 1 or 2 of the sort of.
I mean, that's a really healthy sign of the scene, isn't it? Apart from that great big purple chunk.
Yeah, everything else is fairly evenly sort of distributed.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Halloween themed, isn't it? A little bit, which is clearly why people have chosen to take vampires.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the reason they decided to take vampires.
All narrative gamers, clearly.
Yeah, but so we've got that coming up in 2 weeks. So looking forward to that.
The high elf one? Was anyone taking like the Seaguard garrison or the?
There's a couple of Trace. And I think there might have been. I don't think there's. Yeah, so there's 3 Trace in Warhost. I don't think there's any. Oh, there's 1 just standard high elf realms.
God, was that a Talcin list?
Yeah, there's a host of Talcin.
Oh, he's already won.
There's
just for taking that.
There's probably, I had a quick skim through the list. There's probably 10 fluffy lists. Host of Talcin, and then the rest is just pure filth.
But it's a
like someone in the group chat earlier sort of was like, when the rankings came out, was like, oh, I think I might have made an error in the competitiveness of my list, as he'd taken like super fluff and had been paired in some absolute filth game 1, and I was like, it's all right, it'll balance out after about game 3, you'll be fine.
You mean like us on a skulls?
Yeah, there's 1 demons player who's taken a largely Nurgle list, Great Unclean One, a couple of blocks of Plague Bearers, a couple of units of Beast of Nurgle, and then some Corn Furies. I was a bit disappointed when I got to the Corn Furies.
Are they using the Renegade pack?
No Renegade.
That's probably why there's no Lizardmen then.
Yeah, no Lizardmen, no.
Yeah, I'm surprised at Dark Elves though. I am surprised at Dark Elves.
I think very much, anything they can do, High Elves tend to do better. I guess it's more if someone just has a legacy Dark Elf army in the boot.
That they haven't burned.
That they haven't
set on fire.
Yeah. So no. So I'm looking forward to this. It'd be nice. 5-11 game.
Good representation.
It's a good venue, and it'll be a nice. I'm hopeful. In between the 3 games against vampires, the other 2 games should have a nice spread of armies to play against. But
that's the benchmark, then, isn't it? What Ollie's saying, that's definitely the benchmark for events.
Yeah, so I've got
numbers as well.
I've got Brett's up first. I've got Richard Manclow, who ran the LGT last weekend or something. Sort of running a few events.
Or something. He did something.
So I've got him up first, and he's one of the 10 fluffy lists. Unfortunately, he's got Sir Cecil and a load of Foot Knights. So I'm gonna.
You say that until it turns out to be absolutely horrific.
Yeah, I'm gonna have great fun throwing 4 monsters in, which get monster slayed by Cecil. So we'll see how that goes. But it should be a fun event. I'm heading down on the Friday beforehand, so hopefully I might have time.
Firestorm, isn't it?
Yeah. So I might have a chance to play a practice game on the Friday night.
Go and have a look around the castle. Cardiff's lovely.
Yeah, I've been a few times for work, but I've never really done much exploring.
It's a really nice city.
Around too much.
Yeah, castle's nice.
So we've got Cardiff coming up. Me and Liam have just booked in for a TSN event in December, which isn't the weekend that Dan's event is on.
Definitely.
I'll just give up trying. I just put in whenever I can.
Then I think I've got a Cardiff. So I've got a TSN event sort of mid-November.
I'm forgotten North in November.
Yeah, I didn't get tickets to that because I thought Liam was hosting the event, which just cancelled after the tickets had gotten off and sold, and he'd already bought himself a ticket. The sneaky bugger. I've got my honeymoon start of December, so that's blocked 2 weeks of events out, and then we've got I've already got sort of booked up till June for events.
We've got
Durham. It's mental, isn't it?
Durham end of Jan, I think we've got, haven't we, as well?
Yeah, we've got Durham. Me and Liam have got that narrative
bailed out on.
Not bailed out on. I just can't do multiple times away in the same month.
We've got the Orcs vs Dwarfs narrative. I've got a Forgotten North ticket for May. It's
Rise to Glory in April.
Rise to Glory in April. So I still need to decide on a faction for that.
I need to get my events in for next year, don't I? Because I'm running out of spots when to actually put them in.
Rob's just put his out till June for next year. They're all starting to. The calendars are starting to fill up to get them out. I guess you've got quite a loyal little base.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm quite lucky where I've got a good 16, 17, 18 people that'll come anyway to whichever.
So you're quite handy, but
I'm not too worried. I don't do it for a job, so it's fine. It's just to do it because I love everybody.
Yeah.
But you told us earlier.
Healthy position at the moment, and it looks like there's no slowing down. Liam's
it is in a healthy. The game's in a great state or great position, but as a TO, it's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, because questions everywhere.
Yeah, but that's just the hobby in general. I think I was speaking to obviously my Warrior Lodge lads last week. We've just done our Heat 3 for AOS, and there's just tons of AOS events as well to try and plan around next year. Because obviously we have a full weekend, 4 full weekend events.
They're not giving up
within the year, and it's like a minefield trying to dodge major events or events that friends run and stuff like that. So it's it's a bit of a pain at the minute, but hey, we'll get there, won't we?
I mean, it's a good sign if you can go to an event and be able to run them for any game system.
Yeah,
but it's really promising. I'm looking forward to next year of it. Really, we'll have to do that as an episode, won't we, before the end of the year? What we want to see in 2026.
What do we want? When do we want it?
Now, all of it.
a painted army for every army in my garage, fully painted every army.
Do you want to come and paint mine as well? Because that's my New Year revolution. I want to at least get 2 or 3 armies painted.
4 years.
Yeah.
But no, I've done good this year. I've got quite a few done this year.
I've done 3 this year.
Yeah, I've done Tomb Kings, Vampires.
I've done 1.
Got the Nurgle boys re sort of set up.
Does a repaint count as doing an army? Because I technically repainted all my high elves.
Yeah, sure.
No for you, yes for Jack.
Okay, so so I've done Wolves of the Sea. I've repainted high elves, and I've bought in Piece of Chaos. So I think I've done 1.
Can't remember what else
I painted Escape Army and sold it.
It's been a long year, hasn't it? Vampires, Tomb Kings, Scrum, touched up Night Ogres.
Jack's just going through a list of stuff he's done.
Yeah.
Right.
Riveting viewing.
Yeah. Everyone's just looking at the top of Jack's
scroll along with me.
Phone. Go on, Jack, do your YouTube thing.
Yes, cool. Right, thank you everyone for watching. As usual, please like, subscribe, follow, retweet, share, spread us far and wide.
We should probably be on X, shouldn't we? Actually thinking about it. Do one of you two want to update all the time?
Not really. We'll have like two followers on there, like we do on Facebook.
We'll leave X to the cool kids.
Yeah. Please engage with us again. Let us know what's happening. Please send in some of your hobbies. We will share those in our hobbies section. It'd be cool to see what you guys are working on. Those people thinking about, got tickets for Liam's events. Give us some work in progress shots of your army as it comes together. If it's something new you're building up, we would love to sort of engage a bit more with you guys. Otherwise, it's just us 3 talking.
Yep.
Well, potentially 4 next week. We may have another guest next week. Another guest, technology permitting. Because I'm not going to say anymore because I'll get in trouble. But we may have another guest next week, but I'll try and sort that out. Yeah, I would on that actually, Jack. Thinking about it, send your stuff into us because we have got Facebook and stuff like that as well, which we'll post stuff out and interact with you guys. Maybe we'll have a community part if that's something people want to send in. We could, obviously everybody's got his agenda. We could have a community whip of the week or something like that.
You can take Dan's hobby time slot because he doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't have time for hobby at the minute. So yeah. Instead of Dan's time, we can have community time. Yeah, I think that would be a great idea. But no, thank you, Jack. Thank you, Liam. Good to see you both.
Always a pleasure.
Right, we'll see you in episode 16 with special guests, hopefully.
Are we going to make it?
Maybe. Maybe we might make it. Might not. Who knows? Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Ciao.